All right, we'll begin on the back, and you can set yourself up and even tuck your knees into your chest for a moment and feel a little rock from side to side. You can do circles with your legs, kind of find what feels good in this moment on your body. And feel the back really push against the floor. Send your shoulders down as well. Feel the head also resting against the ground, and let the muscles in the face and along the neck soften. And then let's lower the feet down to the floor. Keep them about hips width distance apart and place them fairly close to your hips. So there's that natural release of the thighs down into your pelvis. And then you can place your arms down by the sides of your body with your palms turned flat to the floor. And again, just resituate yourself. Make sure you have that weight through the head, the shoulders, the ribs, and the sacrum. And let's start to deepen the breath. At first, let's just start taking breaths in all the way down to the belly. So we're stretching out and lengthening the breath, filling that full capacity as you inhale, and then releasing it completely as you exhale. And just feel the movement of the breath as it rolls through the body, as it fills up and expands. And then as it releases down or out, feel that connection of the weight of the body sinking down. And take another couple rounds of breath where you're just breathing in fully and breathing out fully. And on your next exhalation, take a moment and pause. See if you can empty out the breath and hold. See if there's any more breath you can release out and stay. And one more time, see if you can release anything more out as you hold empty of breath. Then as you inhale, try and go to your rib cage breathing, where you breathe into your ribs and your chest. And then you breathe out through your chest, your ribs, and your belly. So as you inhale, you expand the ribs wide, feeling them move to the sides of the room. And as you exhale, you completely release the breath out, emptying out through the belly space, feeling that natural engagement, your pelvic floor and your deep core, the transverse abdominis. Take 2 more rounds. Inhale. Into the ribs, mostly rising into the chest as well. Then exhale, empty everything out completely. And last time, breathe in, expand the ribs wide to the sides of the room, lift to the chest. Then exhale, empty everything out. And take a moment again, find that pause. The weight of the back, heavy to the floor, lift the right leg up and the left leg up. Find a moment here, back heavy. And from here, we're gonna add a small amount of movement. We'll move in a little pattern. So we'll just get going. Right leg, stretch it forward, any amount out and low. Exhale, pull back in. Stay on the right side, keep the right leg bent, move the right leg wide towards the side. Then exhale, pull it to center. Okay, left side, first we go out and then pull in. Then we go wide and exhale, pull back in. So start back right side. Inhale, exhale, go out to the side and then back to center again. Reach forward, pull back, then wide, hugging towards the midline. Back to the right side. So as you move here and you're moving the legs, you're trying to challenge yourself. So be aware of the pelvis and the weight you feel through both sides of the pelvis as you move, making sure that one side isn't getting much lighter than the other. So you create that equal weight through both sides. Then bring your attention to your low back. And as you move, making sure the low back stays in what feels like its natural curve. The curvature in the low back does not change as you move. And one more time, the right leg first. Then we'll follow with the left leg. And after you move your left leg out wide to the side, then bring it back to center. Legs are still tabletop position, but we're going to place our hands right against the top area of the thighs. Some might have hands closer to the knees. Others might prefer down low to the or high to the tops of the thigh area. Anywhere in between. You want to find what feels comfortable for you and then initiate a small amount of press against one another. Hands press into the legs, legs press into the hands, and you hold still and strong. Almost looks from the outside like nothing is going on, but that pressure begins to build and starts to translate into that deep core engagement, and you feel a lot going on. Now, you definitely don't want to press as hard as you can so it feels like there's only tension in your body. You want to press the right amount against one another so that you can spark that energy and engagement in your core, but without building too much tension. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale. Keep the back long, back heavy. Finish your last breath out. Now, keep the left hand, left thigh pressing against one another, but raise the right arm up. Now, same side, right arm, right leg, start to stretch away and pull to center. Do not lose that push through the left side. Keep that working and then find whatever range of motion is available through the right side limbs and find your flow, stretching away and drawing back to center. 3 more times. Just remember, range of motion is going to vary for everyone. So you might not get your leg totally straight. You might keep your limbs slightly higher, or you could really go all the way down towards the ground. So I think we did one extra. So we're going to bring it back to center and pause, reconnect the right hand to the thigh and start to create that push. Then disconnect the left hand and we'll do a simple switch, stretch away and pull to center. Keep that push to the right side. Don't lose that engagement, but find your flow and range of motion as you glide the limbs out. Inhale, pull them back. Exhale, reach away, pull to center. Last 3, go out and in for 2, easy glide and return. Final 1, move out and in. All right, place your feet down to the ground. Bring the hands behind your head. We're gonna roll up as high as you can away from the ground. So you wanna initiate with a little tuck of the chin in. Then you wanna roll the upper back as high as you can away from the floor. Take a moment and hover in the high height. And then lower down, but this is just to hover right above the ground. So you don't really wanna rest on the floor at all with the head. So curl up again, floating up as high as you can. Then slowly, with really good control, sink down and just hover right above the ground. Curl up, lifting up. Now lower and hold the low position. We are moving into a little side stretch. So you're not going to lift up high, but instead you're going to move your upper body or upper back, shoulders, head over towards the right. So you're going to just slide a little bit towards the right. You'll feel the left side ribs expand, the right side ribs shorten, and then come to center. Now, move towards the left, slide over to the left side, reach, 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 and then come back to center. All right, again, move towards the right. Really try and bring your shoulder towards your hip. Keep the head low and hovering. Come back to center, left side shoulder towards the hip. Move off to the side and center. You're trying to feel like the side you're moving towards, that side waistline is really cinching in, drawing in, shortening, getting more engaged. and then center. Last one, towards the left, pull in, then come back to center and pause. Rise and lift up again as high as you can. You curl up, pause right here with the head back, throat nice and open, the neck feels really long. We're gonna lift the left shoulder and try and bring it over to the right side of the room. Lift, twist, turn, back to center, lower. Right shoulder, really rise, lift, twist, and turn, and back to center. So this time we're trying to lift opposite shoulder way high as we twist to the side and lower. Lift and twist, keeping your feet heavy, hips heavy towards the ground. Moving the upper body, lift and twist, then come back to center and back towards the left side, then come back to center. Now let's rise straight up through the middle, curl as up as high as you can, lean the head back too so the head is heavy. Then 10 times we're gonna focus on curling up higher. So we're not gonna do that long range of motion, just straight up, curl up, lift away from the floor and higher away. Curl up and up. Last 5. Lift for 4, 3, 2. Final one. Hold the lift so you can just see if you can stay right here with the option of reaching the arms forward, stretching out. Hold last 5. Curl and keep the curl. Last 4, reaching even higher as an option. And 2, final breath. Inhale, stay, exhale, and then release all the way down. Stretch the arms back, reach up. Take an easy float of the pelvis up. You can always change your arm position if this doesn't feel quite right. But we're just trying to stretch and open up through the front side of the body. So it should just feel like a gentle stretch. Take another breath. And then lower your arms and your hips all the way down. Let's transition and bring ourselves up to hands and knees. So give yourself a squeeze, a hug. Choose if you need to roll to one side or if you prefer to rock forward. And then set yourself up. Come to hands and knees. Move your hands forward so they're underneath your shoulders, and then slide your hips back so they rest over your knees. Take a moment to puff and round the back into an easy cat pose. And then let's reverse the curve and stretch into cow pose. Then come back to center, what feels like that flat back position or neutral. And slide the right leg back, give it a long reach and stretch to the wall behind you. And we're gonna move into a similar pattern that we did at the very beginning on the back. So the leg extends, then it returns back, but let's keep the leg hovering above the floor. Then move it straight out to the side, like fire hydrant, and then lower back down. Good, reach back as you inhale, return and hover the leg as you exhale, reach wide as you inhale, and lower, return, hover the leg. So the movement's pretty simple, but the idea is to keep that left hip stacked over the left knee so that beyond the movement of the right leg, there's really no other movement in the body. So we're isolating the movement in the right leg to the right leg and then continue to flow. And then as an extra option for probably a little more challenge, you can stretch the left arm forward and move last 2 times with the arm extended for more balance challenge. Out and in. We're finishing up here. So one more time, reach the leg out to the side and hold. Now lower the left forearm to the floor. So the elbow should be placed where the palm was. And lift the leg higher and straighten it back from here. So your hip is turned out, it's facing the right side of the room. The right hip is way up higher than the left hip. and you're lifting your leg up at a nice diagonal line towards the ceiling, reaching up and hold. Now, when the leg lifts, it's common for the ribs to sink. So we want to float the ribs up, 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 higher up, so we feel more supported in the lower body, and keep the rib cage nice and high as you lift your right leg towards the ceiling 10 more times. Lift up, lift up. Don't let the ribs fall as the leg floats up higher. The range of motion is pretty small because you're already trying to have that leg at its max high lift for 4, 3, 2, final 1, and then looking down, slowly release that leg down. Return back up, 2 straight arms, and switching to the other side. Seamless flow to the left side. Reach out, lower, hover, reach wide, lower, hover, reach back, let the leg hover, reach wide as much as you can, you move, and back to center. So just a reminder, this is moving the left leg only. You don't want to feel the body reacting to the motion of the leg. You want to keep the rest of the body still and strong. And then you just test your range of motion and challenge the range of motion as you move your leg back, then hover, and wide, then hover. Last few times, option to reach the right arm forward for a little extra challenge as you move the left leg. And let's do one more time, reaching the leg back, and then we'll hold the leg wide. Here's where we're going to transition to bring the right forearm to the ground. Place the elbow where your palm was. Cross the forearm over the mat. Now lift the left leg out wider and higher. Now straighten it and lengthen back. There's so much focus on the lift of the left leg. Now we're going to bring the attention to the rib cage. Float the ribs up away from the floor so you feel more supported, and engage well through your right shoulder and right glute. Now, keep the lift of the ribs and try and lift the left leg a little bit higher. And again, motion through the left leg only, lifting your left leg up 10 times towards the ceiling. Go up, up, lift, lift, towards the ceiling. 5 more times. Float it up, higher up. Last 3, 2, final 1. You're holding that lift. Lift up higher, lengthen through the leg, and then lower the leg down to the ground and return your right hand to the floor. All right, we're going to do a step back, right foot, step back, left foot. That carries us into plank position. For any reason, you can always have an adjusted plank setup, maybe forearms on the floor, or lower your knees towards the ground. You're going to stay here for about 3 rounds of breath. So pause in your plank. Feel that high lift of the pelvis, just about shoulder level. Feel it strong, pull in through the lower belly area, almost like you're trying to squeeze it in towards your rib cage. And then reach your heels back as you press your hands down. When you're ready, lift your hips up and come to downward dog. At this point, you may need to walk your feet in forward for just a little bit of a closer stance. Keep pushing the ground away as you float and lift your hips up high. Then from here, glance forward and bring your feet forward all the way to your hands. Let your upper body just hang out for a moment. And bend your knees as much as necessary to feel that release of your spine and ease in your neck. Then from here, we'll look forward, get that position that feels like a flat back. Bring your hands to your knees, lift up a little bit higher. Bring your hands to your hips and rise all the way and up. Find your float in downward, or come to your upright position. And adjust your feet so they're hips width distance or so. We're gonna drop down into our chair pose or our squat. So you're reaching your pelvis back, but keeping the spine and low back nice and long. So coming down into your squat and pause. All right, in your squat position, you're gonna keep your hips nice and low, but we're gonna start to lift one heel up and lower down. Other heel up and lower down. We switch, lift, then lower, switch, lift, and lower. Good. Continue to find that alternating movement. But notice your hips don't rise and fall with your heel. Hips stay nice and low. Just the heel lifts, then lowers. Heel lifts, then lowers. So next time your right heel is lifted, I want you to pause with the right heel high. It doesn't matter how high the heel is lifted, just any amount that suits you, feels comfortable. You don't want to cramp. And then we're going to drop our hips down a few inches, going down, push up. Good. Lower, press, lift. Down, slowly, up, slowly. With the right heel off the floor, I want you to feel the left hip really pressing into the floor. You're moving with control in both directions. Down and up. 3 more. Lower and lift. Final one. You're going to move down and pause. Bring your hands down by your sides. Float your arms back, but turn your palms forward. Roll your shoulders back and feel your arm bones move back. And hold right here. As you shift your weight to your left foot, you're going to slide your right leg back, pausing here, straight, strong right leg, and tip and hinge maybe a little bit more. Keep the arms lifted, shoulders high, and tip maybe a little bit more. And find that float and pause, holding the angle here for 3. Feel that left heel pressing firmly against the ground. Last 2. One more deep breath in. And then bring the right knee into your chest. Stand all the way on up. Full pause. Lift that knee up. All right. Stretch the arms out. Parallel position to the floor. Keep the right knee as high as you can into your chest, with the option of even bringing it to tap on the floor like this. All right, balancing here, right arm. This is called open and close the book. So the right arm opens out to the side, twist, and close the book, return. Left arm opens out to the side, big twist, and then close and return. Again, right, go out and in. Just the upper body out and in. Last time, reach and return. Left side, reach and return. Bring your palms back to center. Start to bend, bend, tip and lower. Back to that little hover, heel off the ground. You're in your squat. Push down through the ball of the right foot and into the heel and sole of the left foot. Sink your hips down just a little bit lower. And then we'll lower the heel and switch to the left side. Pause. Right heel down, hips low. Then we'll move into that medium range of motion. We're definitely down as low as possible, but then allow for a little float up. Go down, slowly lift back up. Slowly, it's lower and lift. You want to feel the strength of the legs as you move down and up by weighting into the surface of the feet, both feet pressing against the floor. You want to keep the natural curvature in the low back, but that length through your entire spine. And just feel the hips go down. Feel the hips rise up. Lower and lift. Last 3, go down and up. 2 more. Then we're going to pause in that low position. Here we go. So pause and get down low. Take a moment here. Stretch the arms back. Turn the palms forward. Roll the shoulders back, bring the arm bones back as far as you can comfortably, and then lean into the right foot, slide the left leg back, hold. Then in small increments, you tip and hinge, pause, maybe a little more, pause. Find that angle that works for you as you stay for 3, shoulders high, arm bones high, 2, and then take your last and final deep breath in. Stay here as you breathe out. Then rise all the way on up. Bring the left knee into your chest. Arms reach forward. Find that pause. Holding the arms wide, keeping the hips facing forward without moving that knee. You're going to take the open and close the book gesture out to the side, left, and then center towards the right and center. Keep the float of the leg as you move, unless you prefer the toe on the floor. Twist. One more time. Rotate. And rotate. All right, we're going to do one more variation here. Palms together. Start to lower, lower, lower to the floor. You're going to keep that pause with the heel off the ground, but you're going to sit back nice and low. And it'll be an alt simultaneous movement, but you can always do one at a time where the hips stay low. You slowly float one heel, the other heel up as you drop that other heel down, and then you switch and switch and switch and switch. Lift the heel, then switch, other heel, push through the balls of the feet, keep the chest up higher, shoulders back. Good, and lift, and lift. Now here's the option to lift both heels up, any amount. I can lift my heels up high, pretty high easily, but you can always hover lower above the floor. Once you lift your heels up, you're hovering, pausing. Last variation, we're gonna sit a little bit lower, maybe a little bit lower. Final time, you're gonna sit as low as you can. You can keep the angle as it is, or you can try and move your shoulders back to stack over your hips. And as an option, extend the arms up and pause. Hold the waistline in, rib cage back, stay 5, 4, 3, 2, and then rise up and lower down, arms down. Okay, bring your hands on your hips, step your feet just a touch wider, start to turn your toes out to 10 and 2 o'clock. We're gonna drop down into our turned out squat position. So same thing, just like regular squat or chair squat, you sink back, push up. So let's do upper body, lower body. So we sink back, hands together, push up, arms float back. Lower, lift, lower, and lift. Good. 5, push, 4, push. Last 3. Go slowly down, then back up. 2, press. Okay, last one, sink down and pause. Take a moment here with your hips reaching back, spine nice and long. Go down an inch, up an inch, down and up. Lower, push, lift. 5, 4, small range, 3, 2, okay, last one, you're gonna sink down as low as you can. You're gonna take your arms out, stretch them out, and reach your arms up, and pause. Legs stay the same, hips are nice and low. It's the arms that are gonna move. Arm bone in the shoulder socket. We're gonna move our arms straight back, but keep the ribs belly in. Move the arms straight back, 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 so we get more into the shoulders and the back body. Reach, reach, arms go back for 5, 4, 3,
2, final one, reach the arms back, take a moment, sit a little lower, take a breath, 2 more actually, inhale, exhale, 1 more deep breath in, and out. Straighten the legs, hip and hinge forward, let your body fold with the legs, feet slightly turned out. Then you're gonna bend your knees a ton so you can plant your hands to the floor. You're gonna step the right foot back, then the left foot back. Find plank. Remember, you can have your knees on the ground in plank. Hold plank position, super strong arms, that feeling of pushing the ground away. Then we're gonna go to low plank. So the right elbow comes down and the left elbow follows. Find that low plank position and pause. Pushing the floor away with the knees on or off the ground. Staying here for 3. Staying here, last 2. 1 more deep breath in, then out and lower your knees. Carefully release the pelvis down. Stretch and reach the chest forward. You can adjust the arms if you need to for more space, but allow for that shrug of the shoulders. Pull the arm bones back, shine the chest forward. 2 more rounds. All right, elbows wide and lower down. Rest your head on the stack of your hands. Left hand stacks on top of the right. And then adjust yourself as necessary so you feel like you can easily press the pelvis against the floor. Feel like your body is long and legs long. Then as you press your pelvis against the ground, float your left hand connected to your head and your right leg up. So deep breath in. Exhale, float up. Inhale and lower. Focusing on the same side. Exhale, lift up. Inhale and lower. 3 more times. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Final last time for a brief hold. So float on up and pause. Stay like this, hand and head connected. Or stretch the left arm out and forward, straightening the arm. Keep the weight of the pelvis through both sides of the pelvis, pressing into your mat, and reach through your fingers and your toes. Maybe float up a little bit higher. 1 more inhale. And release. Bring the other hand on top. Take a moment, let everything sink to the ground. Soften. It'll be the right arm with the left leg. We float up on the exhale. So take a deep breath in to prepare. And on your breath out, slowly float up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, float up. Inhale, lower down. Again, lift. And lower. So 2 more times with a brief hold. Lift and lower. Final last time. Float the limbs up. Pause. Stretch the right arm forward and reach. That's an option. Or keep the hand to the head. Stay pressing both sides of the pelvis down. 1 more deep breath in. Lengthen and lift higher. Then release all the way down. So let your head just rest on your hands and bend your knees. Feel a little sway of the legs, move from side to side. Nothing fast or crazy, but just an easy motion side to side. Then from here, lower the legs and bring your hands by your rib cage. Push up and take a quick child's pose as you lean back. Take a big expansive breath into your low back region and feel the weight of the body soften as you exhale. Move your hands under your shoulders and come all the way on up to straight arms. Sweep your feet to the side so you can sit on your mat. Take a moment to set yourself up with your knees bent and your heels really digging down into the floor. Grab a hold of your thighs and then try and lift your spine even taller, straight up towards the ceiling. Keep the length in the torso, but hinge back just a touch. Find what challenges you and then kind of hover there. If it's too challenging, back out of it. Maintain the height, but reach the arms forward. Arms are parallel with the ground and the same movement we've done before. Open the book, twist to the side, close the book, return to center. Open the book, twist to the side, close the book, return to center. Open, close, keep the angle, the hinge, open, close, good. 3 more, open, close, 2 more, open, close. Oh, actually, I was wrong on the count. Now we're at 2 more. Right, then one more time. Turn, twist, then center. Final one. Open to the side, left side, bring it back to center and pause. Imagine like you have something pretty heavy in your hands that you're trying to keep lifted away from the ground and maintain the hinge of the torso, but lift the chest up even higher. Then for an optional 5 times, we're gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3, down, 2, down. Final one. And then lower, pause. Now turn your palms down and imagine your arms are in water. So there's a little bit of resistance. And we're gonna add a different style of breathing, which is called a shing breath. So you use that shh on the exhale. We're gonna move the arms down and shh, and just let the arms float up. Move the arms down and shh, let the arms float up. 3 more. Shh. Lift, shh. Lift, last time. Shh. And float your arms up, and then rise all the way up. Place the hands behind you. Bend your knees so your feet are down against the floor. And slowly rise and lift into a reverse table. Any amount of height, pushing the ground away. Lift the pelvis, lift the chest. Do press into your hands and your feet. One more deep breath in. And out, lower. All right, bring yourself even lower down. So move the hands wider. And you'll scoot yourself all the way back to lie on your mat. Let's take the right ankle and cross it over the thigh. And bring the left leg in and hold onto the leg. Draw the leg in. Feel the back press to the floor. Hold on comfortably. And if you can't hold comfortably, let go. You can always place your left foot back down. Soften where you can right away. Target the stretch in the right side hip. Maybe even close your eyes. 3 rounds of breath. Keep the right leg lifted and actually grab it with your hands. So release the grip around the left side, grab the right leg instead. Start to lengthen the left leg forward, but hover it above the ground. Now tuck and roll the chin in and lift yourself up again in that rounded position, upper back off the floor. Take a moment, see if you can bring the right leg in closer, but obviously not forcing or pulling. Just see if there's a little bit of give. A little more stretch, one more deep breath in and out. Lower the left foot down to the ground. Move the right hand from behind the calf to the outside of the foot and lower the head to the floor. Slowly see if you can start to lift and straighten the leg, but be mindful if you need to move your hand, lower down your leg as you let the right leg move off to the side, straightening it as much as you can. Take another breath here. And then release by bending and lowering the right foot down. Let's switch to the other side. Cross the left ankle over. Grab a hold of the right leg if it's available. Remember, find the comfortable setup where you can really focus on the stretch to the left side of the pelvis. And then settle in by feeling the back, reaching to the ground, by even closing your eyes if that's relaxing. And just let the breath guide you, keep you in the posture. Slow and deep inhales and slow and complete exhales. Last 3 rounds. You're gonna finish your last exhale, remove the hands from around the right leg, and then just grip and hold the left leg. Slide the right leg forward and away, tuck and roll, and return into that curved position, a little ab engagement, but then maybe trying to increase the stretch you feel through the left side, holding the lift for another breath. And then return the right foot down, move the left hand from under and move it to the outside of the left leg. Lower the head down, and then start to glide the leg out towards the side. But you may have to change where you're holding onto your leg. You can really hold anywhere that feels supportive. And then we're working to straighten out the left leg as much as we can as we allow the leg to move off to the side. Take another breath or 2 here. And then bring it back in. Let's bring both knees up towards the shoulders so it feels like almost a reclined child's pose. But you do have the option to grab the feet again, and then you'll be in a happy baby pose. So find what works and then pause here. Again, a moment to feel the back pressing into the ground, the shoulders reaching to the floor. Take a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, bring your feet together. And you can just squeeze your knees into your chest, little roll again, round from side to side. And then a rock forward or towards the side to bring you up. Let's take one final stretch here, just an easy twist. So cross at your ankles, turn and look behind you. And switch and turn the other way. To center. All right. Have a great day.